Have you ever met people like this? At first, they seem warm, kind, and friendly. They laugh with you. They care about you. Or at least they pretend to. It feels like they value your presence. But one day, something changes. You begin to see through them. The mask slips. You notice the fake smiles, the hidden intentions. Suddenly, they grow distant. They don't talk to you the same way. They seem uncomfortable around you, and slowly they start pulling away. Why does this happen? What changed? The answer is simple. You've recognized who they truly are. You've figured out the game they were playing. The lies, the hidden agendas, the silent manipulation. And that scares them. Because now, they can no longer control you. You've escaped their grip, and that makes them afraid. So how do such people behave when they know you've seen through them? This is what we'll uncover in this video. What happens when a two-faced person's second face finally shows? What mind games do they play next? How do they try to regain control? If this message resonates with you, please like the video and subscribe. It helps us reach more people who may need this wisdom. As Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, people reveal who they really are when they know you no longer trust them. The same person who once called you my dear friend suddenly becomes cold when you start being cautious. Why? Because they relied on your naivety. Now that you're awake, they no longer have that advantage. And that's why people with bad intentions, manipulators, flatterers, deceivers, don't like you anymore. They didn't love you. They loved your innocence, your softness, your trust. That trust gave them power over you. But the moment you see the truth, that power vanishes. And that's when their real game begins. You hear a quiet voice within. Something's not right about this person. Your inner alarm goes off. You become suspicious. And believe me, bad people can sense that. They realize you're no longer the same trusting soul. So they act. Some people are masters at twisting reality. They'll try to convince you that you're the one who's mistaken. They'll make you doubt your feelings, your instincts, even your sanity. And yet you are absolutely right. But they want you to question your own mind. This is a psychological trick, a manipulation designed to make you unsure so they can re-establish control. And sometimes they take it even further. They'll act like they're innocent, unaware, or even victims. They'll pretend that you are being unfair to them, but in truth, they just want to silence you, to make you feel guilty, to pull you back under their influence. This is a subtle, dangerous kind of manipulation, one that disconnects you from your own reality. But Stoic philosophy gives us a powerful way to stay grounded. The Stoics say, don't listen to what people claim. Look at what's real. People will say anything to appear innocent, but truth doesn't lie. Epictetus also said, when a thought arises, immediately ask yourself, is this really true? It might just be an opinion, not a fact. You don't have to believe everything people tell you. If you feel something's off, trust that feeling. If someone keeps making you doubt yourself, it means they're trying to control you. Stay aware, stay grounded, because the moment you stop being easy to fool, they start showing you who they really are. Yes, the truth is silent. It stands quietly and waits for its time. But no matter how late it comes, it always rises to the surface. Don't fall for these games. Trust your own mind, respect your own feelings, and never forget, those who try to confuse you are the ones who fear you, because you're starting to see the truth. If you've already seen their real face, if you've figured out who they are and what their true intentions are, they won't like it, because you're the only one who can ruin their game. And they can't accept that. That's when they start moving against you, secretly to punish you. One of the most dangerous forms of this punishment is this: isolating you, leaving you alone, distancing you from others. How do they do it? They spread lies about you to others, saying you've changed, that you're not like you used to be. They try to ruin your image in the eyes of your friends, your family, your social circle. They create situations where people drift away from you. In a way, they try to make you invisible. The goal is simple. They want you to be alone, so you behave the way they want. Because people are weaker when they're alone. They doubt more. trust themselves less. That's when these manipulators try to influence you again. But here's a very important distinction. When solitude is your own choice, it is strength. It is peace. It is a chance to truly know yourself. But when someone forces you into loneliness, that's manipulation. That's a method of control. It's a subtle but harmful game. They want to isolate you so they can weaken you from within. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength doesn't come from outside. It lies within. If you are listening to your inner voice, if you're at peace with yourself, no one can truly leave you alone. Seneca put it beautifully. Being alone is nothing to fear. If you can be friends with yourself, you will never be lonely. That one sentence explains so much. Even if no one around you understands you, and if you understand yourself, that is enough. A person who does not understand themselves will experience the deepest loneliness even in a crowded room. Remember, those who try to isolate you are afraid of you. They know you no longer fall for their game. They can sense that you are becoming stronger. So don't give in to these isolation tactics. Don't withdraw. Don't forget your worth. True power is shaped in silence. Solitude by your own choice is the growth of the soul. But solitude created by someone else's scheme is a trap. These kinds of people panic when the truth about them is revealed. When their true face is exposed, they become scared. And fear not only weakens them, it also makes them aggressive. That's when they either start blaming you or attack you emotionally, even harshly, as if you're the one at fault just because you exposed their lies and double games. This is their fear speaking, and their desperate attempt to protect themselves. They panic because things aren't going their way. Their ultimate goal is always the same: to silence you, to make you submit. Through aggression, they try to pressure you, to make you stay quiet, to keep you from speaking up, from claiming you're right. But there's a powerful lesson to take from the Stoics. Respond with calm. Calmness kills anger. Their aggression is meant to provoke you, to throw you off balance. If you fall into that trap, they win. But if you stay calm, breathe deeply, and respond with composure, their anger and manipulation won't be able to shake you. Epictetus once said, "Someone else's anger is not your responsibility. You are responsible for protecting your inner peace." This means that you should not lose your calm or your inner serenity because of someone else's emotions. On the contrary, the strongest response is to face their aggression with composure and not allow their emotional waves to crash over you. Another important point is this: when you stay calm, you can even calm them down, or at the very least, prevent them from affecting you. This is a sign of your inner strength and wisdom. In such situations, don't lose yourself. Don't let your heart be disturbed. Your greatest power is your ability to remain calm and composed. This also earns you deep respect. People will be surprised by your tranquility, and some may even learn from you. Yes, by now they know that you are not an ordinary person. They feel that you've seen through their hidden intentions, their games, even their lies. That's when they change tactics. They begin to test you. These tests usually begin with small, seemingly insignificant lies. For example, they give you false information or change what they previously said. Their goal is to measure your reaction. If you immediately get angry and react emotionally, they will go further and build bigger games, because they want to see how resilient you are, how committed you are to the truth, and how calm and intelligent you can remain. Sometimes these lies may seem trivial to you, but never forget, behind small lies, great intentions can be hidden. These are like small stones thrown in your path to test your strength. If you're not careful, you may stumble over them and lose your way. But true strength lies in not falling into their trap, not getting caught up in their test. Stoic philosophy sheds a bright light on this. The Stoics taught us that the challenges of life are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen you. Every trial, every difficulty, when faced with patience and calm, makes you even stronger. That's why you must not get angry in the face of lies or react immediately. Be calm, stay composed, and think carefully. In order to see the truth, you must understand how they are trying to manipulate. You but never let yourself become their victim. These are games set up against you. They want to weaken you, to shake your self-confidence. But if you treat every little lie as a test and respond with calmness and clarity, you will completely disrupt their plans. When people are afraid of being exposed, when the truth starts to come out, they often resort to harsher, more ruthless methods to protect themselves. One of the most dangerous weapons they use is slander. This is their way of silencing you by spreading false and fabricated information about you to others in order to destroy your reputation, your voice, and your character. In such situations, they don't stop at verbal attacks. They actively work to isolate you socially by portraying you as a negative, toxic person. For example, they may say, "You're a liar who can't keep your word," even though you've always been honest. You talk behind people's backs and spread rumors, even though you've done no such thing. Nobody trusts you. You're unreliable, aiming to undermine your credibility in the eyes of others. You deliberately disrupt things and create chaos, trying to make you look like the troublemaker. With such lies, they aim to damage your trustworthiness and devalue you in the eyes of others. Their goal is simple: to isolate you, silence you, and pave the way for people to disrespect you. This is the classic strategy of attacking to defend. They know they can't deny the truth, but they hope to suppress it with lies. They try to silence you and leave you alone in the social environment. Slander is not just a lie, it is a calculated, intentional manipulation. Through this tactic, they apply both psychological and social pressure. Being the victim of slander is deeply painful, because the attack targets your reputation and your character. Slander is a step taken to weaken you in the absence of truth. But truth always finds its way. Through inner strength and stability, it is possible to stand against such slanders. Stoic philosophy offers a perfect lesson for such situations. The lies told about you do not harm you, but strike the conscience of those who spread them. Your silence and firm stance are their greatest response. The word of a good person speaks for itself, while lies lose their power. Therefore, do not be frightened or fooled by slander. Stay strong and calm. Every slander will only make you stronger and more resilient. If slander is directed at you, know this: you have already disrupted their game and exposed the truth. And this unsettles them. They resort to such attacks to silence you, but do not stay silent. Instead, become even stronger. Sometimes manipulators set their traps more quietly, subtly, and deliberately. Previously, they attacked you openly, spreading slander, isolating you, acting aggressively, telling lies. But seeing that these do not affect you, you have already seen through their games and uncovered their masks. When this happens, they continue their game, only changing roles. At this stage, the threat disappears and a performance under the guise of sincerity begins. They pretend to have changed. They claim to have realized past mistakes, to feel remorse, to suffer from a guilty conscience. They might even cry to convince you, blaming themselves for losing you. This is a highly skillful game, because this time the goal is not to frighten you, but to soften you. They understand that you will not fall for the previous trap again, but your compassion, your desire to give people a second chance, your thought of maybe they really have changed, and these become their next weapon. At this moment, they appeal to your emotions, and the scene may unfold like this: "I'm not the same as before. I've thought a lot. I've changed. I have understood my mistakes. I don't want to go back to those days. I was unfair to you. I cannot forgive myself. After you left, I realized that there won't be anyone like you again." Such words can sometimes sound so convincing that a voice inside you says, maybe they really have changed. Maybe I can give them a chance. But be careful. Is this change real or just another manipulation? Stoic philosophy warns us, do not be deceived by words. Judge people by their actions, not by what they say. If this change is only meant to bring you back, if their behavior shows no genuine or lasting transformation, if they return to harmful old habits, then it is not change but a mask. And behind this mask, the intention remains the same, to control you. Never forget that real change takes time. It is silent, not showy. A truly repentant person does not try to prove themselves. They simply change. They change not to convince you, but because of their inner conscience. A manipulator only appears changed to draw you back into their circle. Because you have already escaped their power, and this disturbs them. Therefore, they want to return to you to bind you again with emotional chains. The moment you see this game, stay calm. Observe, but demand proof before believing. This is the strength that protects you. This is your freedom. Real change needs no proof. It is real enough to reveal itself. Never forget this. Ill-intentioned people appear most dangerous when their masks fall off. Because by then you know what hides behind their polite facade. Fake smiles and acts of remorse. And this knowledge frightens them. Because you have begun to protect yourself from their strongest weapon, deception. Before they insulted you to silence you, slandered you, tried to isolate you. Now you have learned to read their games. No matter how quietly they try to control you, you can feel even that silent manipulation. Yes, this is a hard path, because some games are played silently and some wounds are invisible. Sometimes the enemy is disguised as a friend and love can be a harmful addiction. But you have reached a stage where you can analyze everything, because you know yourself. You know your feelings, and most importantly, you know your boundaries. Stoic philosophy teaches us that strength is not only physical defense. The greatest strength is the ability to respond to those trying to manipulate you without giving in to emotion, calmly and with vigilance. This calmness is not cowardice, it is a reflection of your intelligence, self-respect, and inner strength. You are no longer obliged to believe every gentle word. You don't have to give a second chance to every "I've changed." You are no longer forced to trust everyone who says, "I want what's best for you." Because you have already learned that words are easy, but actions are hard. And if someone truly loves you, they don't have to change themselves. That person must respect your boundaries. The Stoics said, "Let your emotions be your observer, not your guide." This means you respond not with anger, but with understanding. You act not out of fear, but with attentiveness. You cultivate the strength inside you to stay awake so you won't get hurt again. And here you are, someone who no longer falls into manipulation traps. What matters now is not what someone says to you, but what they do. The way people treat you, the value they give you, never falls below the value you give yourself. This is true freedom. Sometimes you will walk this path alone, but being alone to protect your truths is more honorable than living in a world full of lies. Do not be afraid. Stay calm, stay vigilant, and never turn away from the truth. This is your strongest weapon, and the Stoics have passed it down to you. Thank you all for watching this far. For our next Stoic journey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications and share your thoughts in the comments. Please share the video so more people can benefit from it. With hopes to meet again, love from Stoic Master to everyone.